Hey guys, welcome to another video. So today we're going to talk about the Ariana Grande fragrances I have in my collection. So if you're interested in my thoughts on these, please stay tuned. Okay, so we will start with, I think, the most famous and also the first fragrance in my collection, and that is Cloud by Ariana Grande. So according to Fragrantica, the main accords are sweet, lactonic, vanilla, and coconut. And sorry about the yard guy. As soon as I started videoing, he just hasn't stopped. So please ignore that if you can hear it. If you can't, great. So back to this. The top notes are lavender, pear, bergamot. The middle notes are whipped cream, praline, coconut, vanilla, orchid. The base notes are musk and woody notes. So when I originally bought this was a blind buy. And as you can see, I have a nice dent. And for me, a dent that you can see in my collection is huge because I have a huge collection. So I really enjoy this fragrance. It is, everything that you know about Cloud. It's a very nice, not too overpowering, not too much fragrance. It's one that I paired with so many things and I really enjoy it. When I finish this bottle, I will work on the intent, which you can see in the background, which we'll talk about. But either way, I will either have this or intense in my collection always. I don't necessarily think I need both, but this is a fragrance that I like enough that I want to make sure that I have one or the other in my collection. So if you haven't smelled this, if you like sweet, lactonic type of fragrances, I think you'll like this. But I think most people have either smelled it or made a decision on it at this point, but really enjoy it. And that is Ariana Grande Cloud. So the next fragrance from Ariana Grande that I added to my collection was Sweet Like Candy. This was one that I smelled in Ulta and I liked it. The main accords are sweet, vanilla, fruity, powdery, lactonic, and the notes. So the top notes are blackberry, pear, bergamot. The middle notes are whipped cream, marshmallow, black currant, frangipani, jasmine, honeysuckle. The base notes are vanilla and cashmere woods. I like this. It's just a nice and a crowd pleasing sweet scent. It isn't anything that you've never smelled before. It's not something that if you don't get it, you'll miss out on it. It's just a nice kind of crowd pleasing sweet scent. I know I sound like I'm like, yeah, I don't like it. I do like it, but I think for me, when you start getting a larger and larger collection, one thing starts smelling the same because I mean, there's only so many ways you can mix things. And as far as sweet kind of crowd pleasing scents go, for me, this is one of those that there are some Prada scents that I like more. Um, there's, oh, it just left my head. It'll come back to me. But there are other scents that are in this kind of family that I enjoy a little more than this. So this is one of those. I'm glad I bought it. Nice experience. Will I have it again when I run out? Who knows with me? Right now, probably not. This will probably be a one and done for me just because, I have other scents that I prefer. Viva La Juicy. That's so there are other Viva La Juicy sweeter scents that to me are in this family that I prefer better. So this for me is more than likely a one and done. I can't imagine, when I finish it, I have a little bit less of a dent, and you can't see because this bottle is opaque, than I have in Ariana Grande Cloud. So I've been using it. My goal is to get through this in 2023. So right as of right now, unless as I'm using it up, something changes, I think once this leaves my collection, it'll be gone. But again, if you have a smaller collection and you like sweeter scents, I think you should definitely smell this because it's nice. Not mad at all that I have it. And that is Ariana Grande's Sweet Like Candy. Okay, so the third fragrance that I added to my collection was Cloud Intense. And the main accords are musky, sweet, woody, amber, powdery, lactonic, vanilla, lavender, coconut, and citrus. And the notes, the top notes are lavender, bergamot, pear. The middle notes are whipped cream, praline, coconut, vanilla, orchid. The base notes are ambroxan, cashmere, and musk, and woody notes. So for me, this only comes in one size. And I had already purchased, I started with the original Cloud. So I knew I was going to like this. And because I'm a person who tends to like the intense versions of perfumes better, I was completely okay just buying this without smelling it. One, because I knew I really liked Cloud and I just didn't imagine I wouldn't like this. And I was right. I really do like this. To me, there is a subtle difference between these two. Is it different enough to have them both in your collection? I don't know. I feel like I noticed the difference, definitely. And the intense is more intense. I feel like for me, Original Cloud lasts on me probably about a good 5, 6 hours without any work. This one lasts about 6 hours easy without any work. So I see a little bit of longevity increase, not much. The intensity of the fragrance is very similar. There's just a little bit something in intense that smells different. Again, not enough that I honestly feel like I need them both in my collection. So for me, this is one of those. I know that I always want Cloud in my collection. So it may be the original or it may be the intense. I'll definitely want one or the other, but I don't necessarily know that I need both. So when I finish the smaller original Cloud, which is the one I've been working on, then, I'll have this in my collection. And then when I finish this, I'll get one or the other. And that's kind of where I am on that. Whereas with some fragrances, the intense version, I either prefer, so like YSL Leap, for example. YSL Leave, the original, I was like, it's okay. But YSL Leave Intense, I bought that and was like, okay, great. And then they came out with that new one, the La Parfum, which I actually really like as well. So, and to me, those two are ones that I would want to keep both in my collection. Whereas for this one, for example, I feel like it's fine having one or the other. Love them, want a Cloud in my collection always, but not necessarily both. So I hope that helps. If you are kind of thinking about going and getting these and you don't have them, I definitely don't think you need both. So that is Ariana Grande's Cloud Intense. Okay, so the newest and last Ariana Grande fragrance that I have in my collection is Mod Vanilla, and the main accords are sweet, vanilla, powdery, musky, floral, iris, coconut, fruity, lactonic, nutty, and the notes. The top notes are musk, pink freesia, plum. The middle notes are praline, orris root. The base note is vanilla and coconut. So this fragrance came out the end of last year, 2022, and she came out with another one, the pink one. I didn't think I'd want that one. I haven't even smelled it. And this one I did blind buy, and I actually did a fragrance haul on this one early in the year. This was part of like my first 2023 fragrances. This is just okay. One, I don't like the bottle. I'll start off there. It's an odd shape. It's hard to find a place to put it in my collection, and it's just weird. And it's not comfortable in the hand. So there's that. And typically, I'm kind of like whatever on bottles. I just care more about the juice. Now, when a bottle I really love, that's great. It can be a showpiece. If it's one that I think that bottle's ugly, but I like the juice, I don't care. This bottle is just weird. And the perfume to me is nothing to write home about. It's not bad at all, but it's not good either in the sense of like, I feel like this is Cloud and maybe something else. I've heard people say God is a Woman. I haven't smelled God is a Woman, so I don't know. It's just kind of whatever, honestly. I kept it because it's a vanilla. It's easy, good to mix with. I don't hate it at all whatsoever. But this is for me a one and done because it's not a good enough vanilla that I'd want to grab it back in my collection. It's not something that I feel like I would miss. I actually need to sit this out so that I can see it because I don't even think about it. Like if I go too long without wearing Cloud, I'm like, oh, I haven't worn Cloud in a while. I want to wear that. I've had this since actually the end of 2022. I bought it like towards the very end of the year, and I've worn it once. Like I literally don't think about it. So, and then the fact that I don't like the bottle just doesn't help because there's just nothing to inspire me to use it other than me putting it in a project, use it up to get rid of it. But again, the caveat with this is one, I have a very large collection. Two, for me, I'm more of a masculine leaning type of scent girl. So there's that. So if it's going to be a sweet scent, it has to be one that's going to shine and really stand out for me. And this is just kind of run of the mill, whatever. So it definitely is not bad. So I know I sound like this sucks, and I don't mean to sound that way at all. It just isn't one that's memorable to me. It's not one that makes me want to say, wow, I want to run out as soon as I finish this and get another one. I don't feel that way at all. I kind of wish I'd gotten the smaller one, but I didn't. So here we are. And that. So that is Mod Vanilla by Ariana Grande. Okay, guys, so those are the four Ariana Grande fragrances that I have in my collection currently, and my thoughts on them. I think it's pretty obvious. If I were to rank them, Cloud and Cloud Intense are equally number one for me. If I had to force my hand, I might say I probably would put the original Cloud just a little bit over Cloud Intense, and that is if someone forced me and I had to say. But honestly, they're equally number one. Next, then, would be Sweet Like Candy, and last is Mod Vanilla. So those are kind of my thoughts. But again, none of these to me are bad fragrances. None of them. Although the way I just talked about Mod Vanilla, you wouldn't think that. But to me, these are nice. If you're an Ariana Grande fragrance collector, I don't think you'll be unhappy with anything here. If you're a person that has a smaller kind of collection and you want something affordable that has, a nice mix, I think all of these would work. So that's the thing I do like about Ariana Grande fragrances, the ones that I have in my collection. I feel like you get your money's worth and you don't have to spend, you know, hundreds and hundreds of dollars to have a nice fragrance that with some lasting power that smells good. So overall, next time she comes out with something, I'm definitely going to try it. Probably won't blind buy it. I'll probably wait till it gets to, Ulta where I can actually smell it. But I think this is I think she does a great job with this line. So, as always, thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Check out my collections playlist. I am going through my collection and doing like these house videos instead of just one super long, which would probably be over an hour video. So as I go through that playlist will continue to fill up with the fragrances that I have in my collection. So as always, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys at the next one. Bye.